message for the ladies and gentlemen around the world and all the ships at sea.
We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us.
So choose wisely. Subscribe to It's Eric Nagel wherever shows are found, on whatever platform you choose. And as always, leave us a positive review. Would you kindly?
I was telling Trevor this the other day. I was like, I think I found my favorite video, or no, I was telling my coworker. I was like, my favorite video is dogs that are suddenly realizing that they didn't make the jump or they're falling. It's like there's something about like the expression on their face where they're like, and it's just always just like, oh shit, what happened? Like, it's always just like, oh no, what is happening? This is not what I planned. But it always just goes from this happy smile to like, whoa, what's happening?
They're so fun.
It's Eric Nagel. It starts now.
What up, my nigga? 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 Talking about George R.R. Martin, not writing. Talking Marvel versus DC, who's more exciting? Talking George Lucas's legacy, high-scoring centipede. Talking Gittles' new beef burrito recipe. Talking about Stephanie McMahon versus Sable. Talking about the Cybermen versus the Weeping Angels. Don't blink, the dialect's more deadly than you think. Talking summer ale, blueberry pale, craft beer, pouring drinks. What up, my nigga? Deadpool 2 features cable. Talking Funko Pop, celebrity signed a label. Talking online gaming, bitchin' and complaining. Talking E-Rock, kissing the feet of Matt Groening. Warner Brothers properties, Superman's a mockery. Weird Al concerts, Kevin Smith's debauchery. Rick and Morty fun zone. The Lego build team, can I have your attention? Possible Donkey Kong kill screen. What up, my nigga? What up, my nigga? What up, my nigga? What up, my nigga?
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear.
It's Eric Nagel.
Hello and welcome to another edition of It's Eric Nagel. That is me. Over in the upside down is Gittles.
What up?
And over in the right side up is Trevor.
Hello, Miss Lady.
Phone number is open and waiting for your call. 651-SMITHERS, 651-764-8437. It's Eric Nagel across the board on social media. If you want to reach the program, like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll be doing us a great service. On today's show, a lot of stuff. A lot that we might get to. A lot that we probably won't get to.
So a typical show.
A typical show.
I'll see you guys next week.
All right, bye, Trevor. Gentlemen, it's been a week. How's everybody been? Gittles, we'll start with you.
I'm all right. Same old shit. Just been, working a bunch, getting the last little bits of my computer together that I forgot to order, like a couple extra case fans and stuff like that. So just getting that coming in, and then should be good. Gonna be putting it together tomorrow.
Awesome. Getting ready to launch your new Twitch and YouTube endeavor.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm very excited. Gonna be doing a bunch of cooking shows. I have a friend who's gonna do like some D&D stuff on the channel, so it's gonna be a bunch of different things. So it should be fun.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Trevor, what about you? How have you been?
I was lucky enough to go out last Saturday and tear up the town and have a good time. Stayed up well past my bedtime. It was a lot of fun. Went back to some old school college days where you're eating pizza at like 4 a.m. And then the rest of my household and me have been sick for the whole week. So I officially, now that I'm 30, can't hang anymore.
Yep, that's God punishing you, saying you're living in sin and live your life right.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I actually want to die right now.
And God is happy. He's like, he's learning. What do you mean, go up and tear up the city? What did you do?
Oh, no, I just went, just kind of went
the occasion.
Bar hopping. I have some things happening in my life that I wanted to celebrate. But we went bar hopping down at the Jersey Shore. It was went to Asbury Park, so I went to the beer garden. So I tried all these great German beers and high alcohol percentages. Then I went to a place called Brick Wall, which is kind of like the real crafty bar in town.
And then this when you hit it?
It's crafty. She's crafty.
Gittles, you're crafty. You're just my type.
I'm playing with foam.
I see that.
I'm crafting.
Very crafty. And then I went to a secret bar within a secret bar called Little Buddies. and it's really cool because it's
Everyone's
just like,
dressed up like Gilligan and the Skipper.
kind
Hey,
of.
little buddy.
Yeah, no, it's exactly like that bar in Goodfellas at the beginning, the one that they burned down,
Right.
That has everyone in Hawaiian shirts and they put it in fancy glasses and coconuts,
Right.
and so I went there, and so I just basically just kept changing sceneries every hour, and then before I knew it, I was just sitting in my buddy's apartment eating pizza at 4 a.m.
Oh,
And
that's
the
good.
here's actually something you would get angry about. We ordered Domino's through the app and everything.
Where,
Yeah,
at 4 in the morning?
Yeah, well, yeah, they're open.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean,
understandable.
it's understandable at that time. If you were doing it like 6 for dinner, I would be very upset.
It's like Michael Scott. While in New York City, I go to my this place has my favorite pizza in all of New York City. He walks into Sbarro's.
Sbarro's.
No, it just the one in
pizza.
town is open like all the time, and everyone's ordering from it. So we ordered from the app. We walked 1 block and got to the apartment, and I got a phone call saying, "Are you sure you want this pizza?" And I said, "Yes." Like, why wouldn't I? That's why I ordered it. And I said, mainly, I want your cheesy bread. Give me all your cheesy bread. And they're like, "All right, well, we just want to let you know that it's a 3.5 hour wait."
At 4 in the morning?
At 4 a.m. I'm like, so you mean to
Do you
tell
want
me?
pizza for breakfast? Is what you're telling me?
You mean
When
to
pizza's
tell
on
me?
a bagel, you could have pizza anytime.
Right. And cheesy sticks, by the way, is just pizza without sauce.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
They have the best cheesy bread.
Gotta have sauce.
Domino's.
No,
Anyway.
it doesn't. You dip it in
No.
the sauce. It's like a pizza deconstructed.
Yeah, or the garlic butter.
with a pizza sauce reduction.
You know, the pizza sauce reduction, like it's been reduced to this tiny cup.
So why was there a 3.5 hour wait for pizza at 4 in the morning?
I question the
There
man
really
in
shouldn't
my-
be any fucking like line or congestion in their ordering process at that point. By the way, you have the app which
I was gonna
shows
say, you
you.
can watch it. What are they doing?
Yeah, you see it as it gets
just-
made.
It just kept saying prepping. Like that's all I would say. Like
Just sitting in
we're
the
getting
fridge.
your order ready. That's all it kept saying.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
You know what he was
And-
doing? He was sitting there counting. He didn't want to build. He didn't want to make your pizza. He didn't want to have anybody, deliver it. So they're like, you know what? We're off in 2 hours. Let's just run out the clock and let the morning shift when they come in, let them deal with it.
Well, like
Stack the mundo.
that's what I was saying. I'm like, you mean to tell me, good sir, and of course I'm not in the right state of mind, that there is such a demand for your pizza at 4 a.m. It's going to take 3.5 hours? And he's like, yes. He's like, plus we only have one delivery driver, and all of this town is ordering pizza apparently right now.
Do you live in a college town?
No, that was Asbury Park. I mean, that I would say is starting to become like the biggest town in the middle of the Jersey Shore.
Well, that's going through a big. What is it called when the neighborhood changes over? Gentrification? Is that the term?
Gentrification.
Gentrification. Asbury Park's really cleaning up all the riffraff on the wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah, once
The
the
riffraff.
once the gays came in, now the place is beautiful.
That's usually how the gentrification goes.
So
It's like this place was a dive. We only go there for the Stone Pony. Now there's there's gourmet coffee shops. There's a
100%.
Yeah,
It's
there's-
so bougie now.
it's very bougie over there. They got the
Yeah, my
brewery.
cousin lives there. It's
There's a
very
brewery
bougie.
over there now.
Yep, I love the Asbury Park Brewery. They've invited us to come down, but literally, if you go over to the other side of the tracks,
Once
then
you
it's
know
the old
that, once
Asbury.
you know a Dos Caminos moves in there, that high-end Mexican restaurant, then you know that the whole
That's not
place.
high end.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not a
It's not
high-end
high-end.
Mexican. I know it's a chain, but it's not a high-end Mexican restaurant.
I don't. No chains are high end. Fuck that.
Well,
Sorry, not
well,
a
he's
chain,
talking-
but a series of restaurants.
We're talking about the Mexican restaurant that was there before the Dos Caminos, which was literally just a Mexican lady
Caminos?
in her kitchen tossing out arepas.
Yeah, yeah.
It was Aco Bell.
Ooh.
The T was missing.
Yes.
So
See,
we,
silent.
we went to
Area.
the,
Oh, you know what's over in
shady
Asbury
place.
Park? Windmill hot dogs. You've never seen Windmill hot dogs over there?
It's right next. It's the town next door, technically. But yes,
Oh, Windmill hot dogs are so good. Gittles, they're
Windmills.
huge. They're like that. They're like half $1 thick, and
sorry.
they're like that long.
God, I wish we had video to show everyone how you're describing this hot dog right now.
Soon
They're
enough.
that thick and that long.
Yep.
Why are you using both hands, Eric?
It's because you got to paint a picture, Trevor. I almost called
You
you
can't put the whole
Reverend.
thing in your mouth at once. You gotta
Yes.
you gotta work on it.
You got to
Yeah,
paint the
you
picture for the audience. It's an audio medium. We're telling stories,
Yeah, you
You
start.
gotta get the buns wet so it slides in easier.
but it's
Theater
a
of the
very, very regional thing in a certain part of Jersey. Windmill hot dogs. Anyway, continue. Asbury Park.
Then we wound up going to this really shady pizza place called Chicken Plus.
Oh, that sounds good.
Where they're the type of people who they have a menu and nothing has a price next to it. So they
I like those places.
They judge how drunk you are and tell you how much everything is.
For you, it's about $5.
Can I get bacon cheese fries? $18.
We got a pizza and I asked for 4 chicken wings, like an order of 4. Now I'm thinking they're gonna be like, like buffalo wings. I got legit like fried chicken, just the wings. I was like, "There's no chicken."
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, you went to a place called Chicken Plus. I'm assuming it's like a knockoff KFC with all the chicken sitting under like the lamp.
It was just really, really kind of shady. And the guy was just like, "All right, that's gonna be." I'm like, "I know you rip people off when they're drunk," and he's just like, "All right, it's gonna be like $20." I'm like, "All right, cool." So chicken and a pizza, it's fine. The guy behind me, while we were waiting for it to comes stumbling in, just gets like a bucket of chicken, and he paid $40 for it.
I mean, sounds about right.
So like, yeah, and
everything served garbage plate style.
Kinda.
It's whatever fell on the floor got thrown on your meal. No, it's a hodgepodge of everything we have on the menu.
Yeah, no, that place sucks. But they were the only one besides the 3-hour wait Domino's that was open. So
that's some bullshit. 3-hour wait. Like you could probably Twitter them and be like, "Yo, 3-hour wait. I don't care what time it is. Like bring me a fucking pizza." And
I don't sit through a 2-hour movie, Domino's. I'm not waiting 3 hours for a pizza.
Yeah,
well, that was
I'm
the
not on
thing too.
blow. I need to go to sleep at some point.
I still got all the emails like,
"This better be the best damn pizza in the world." Takes a bite. Oh, you're lucky.
I still got all the emails though afterwards. "How was your experience? Please fill out our survey." So I decided to pull a nagel. And I left the worst review possible, like the angriest review, 0 stars, the whole thing.
Hang on, that's not pulling a me because I don't leave reviews.
No, okay, it wasn't like a public review.
I don't do like a Yelp thing. I'm not like that. I'm not that type.
Wait. It wasn't a public review. Where was this review? Did you write it in your journal?
No, it was just for like
Dear
in the email.
diary. Fuck
Dear
this
diary.
place.
I'm not going back to Chicken Plus again.
No, Domino's
Plus again.
But no, it's just like one of those things like, how would our service? And I clicked 0. Tell us why. So I wrote this big, long reason why. And
this was on their website?
This was on the email. Like it was like a click this link. And then I guess it was there. It was all on my phone. So that's why. But like, remember that time you went to the restaurant you told us all about and you complained to the manager, you were showing them the menu? Like, I want this, and like, we don't have this.
Oh, the Mexican, the steakhouse that did Mexican night. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's what I was just like, I ordered a delivery fast food pizza that took 3.5 hours that I still never got. Like they called me and said, "Are you sure you want this?" Like yeah. I didn't. I was like, yeah, but like, well, it's gonna take 3.5 hours.
4 a.m. and I'm fucking drunk. I want a pizza. Goddammit. That's what I would say.
I should actually add it on.
Did they respond?
Like, oh yeah, I forgot to add the Coke. Nah, of course.
Did they respond to your less than stellar review of their establishment?
Of course not.
They didn't try to. Let me give you some.
Sir, you are ordering from a Domino's. What do you expect?
Yeah. God, I wish Pizza Hut existed still in this area, so that way I could get that $20 fill-up box. That was the best.
I got into a fight once with a Papa John's many years ago. No, back in the day, Papa John's wasn't as bad as it is now, right?
I've never had too sweet. Yeah, never had a positive experience at the Papa of the John's.
No, I'm talking. What were we at? 2019. At least 14, 15 years ago, right?
I was 14.
Papa John's, right? So you could order. It was they had it where you could order online. So you go on the old HTTP, if you will, and go to the website and order your pizza. And it had all these different toppings. And you may be grossed out by this because Trevor is not a fan of pickles or olives, but they had green olives that you could put on the pizza. And I said, "Ooh, that sounds good." I forgot what the meats were on there, but I remember getting the green olives, right? So I placed the order. It gets delivered. No, it gets delivered. And also I was living in Florida too, so you got to take what you can get. So it gets delivered, and I noticed that the olives aren't on there. So I called the store and I said, "How come there's no olives on here? We don't have olives." It's like, "Yeah, you do. I ordered it online." "Well, it's wrong. We don't have olives." "Well, that's not my fault. I paid extra for the olives on here." And I said, "You can see the itemization on the receipt there for when you pick your toppings." So what are we going to do about this? And he said, there's nothing I can do that we don't have olives. I'm like, but you took my money for it. You didn't call to say, hey, we looked at this thing here. We don't have some of these particular items. So what are we going to do about this? And he kept saying there's nothing he could do about this.
Did they give you a refund?
No. So what he said was, he's like, so he took my information. He said, here's what I'll do. I'll put you in the computer. Next time you come in here, pizza's on us. I was like,
what?
Yeah, right.
I've had that happen at a Domino's.
Right. All right. But this was, again, for anyone listening, this was a Papa John's, not a Domino's. So I said, okay. So the next day, even though I didn't want pizza, I walked in there. I drove to the little place that it was in a strip mall kind of thing. Said hi, gave my name and everything. I spoke to the manager last night, or the manager on duty last night. They said they're going to put my name in here because they got my pizza order wrong. I want to order a different pizza. They looked, we don't have that. You're not in the computer. Can I speak to the manager? There's no manager. I'm like, well, how is there no manager? It's like, you're going to have to come back when the guy, at night when the guy is here. I'm not doing that. Who's the manager on duty now? So then they get whoever the supervisor was at that time, and I'm explaining everything, and they said, well, it's not in the computer. I don't know what this is. And I had, I didn't have the printout for the thing, but I said, all right, what am I going to do here? What are we doing about this? And they said, well, you're going to have to come back when he's back in here. When is he back in here? Not tonight. He wasn't. Of course, he wasn't going to be back there that night. So
he was there right there. You were talking to him.
Probably. So I said, okay, I need the number of the owner. Well, you just call Papa John. I said, no, this is a franchise. It says it.
Papa John.
They said call it like the office. There's a franchise thing on the wall that it's a franchise. It's not a corporate-owned Papa John's. So that means a smaller company owns this pizza place. This was such a fucking ordeal to the point where I did give up. I'm like, this is not worth it just to get mad over fucking green olives on a pizza.
I would die young.
I would have been like, give me all of it.
And then you were dead. They just beat the shit out of you with all the frozen sticks that turn into pizza dough.
Ugh. Like, that's just ridiculous. They didn't have any olives. They didn't have black olives. They couldn't.
No, they had black olives, but on the menu it had. I hate black olives, but that wasn't the point. I ordered the green olives, which they charge you for.
I never see green olives on pizza though.
I didn't either, but I love green olives. I was like,
that's why. Because it was a mistake.
It wasn't a mistake. I did research later on.
Look, we all just said none of us have ever seen it before, including you.
Yeah. But it was on their menu.
At least it started a mistake.
It was on their menu as an option. And it was an additional cost to have that. That was the problem. Then I find out it's a regional thing. There's certain regions that do have the green olives. The area in Florida I was in happened not to be one of those regions that had the green olives. But their website goes through the corporate thing and then is trickled down or sent to whatever franchise that you're ordering from. On the main website for the company has that as an option. So apparently there's certain toppings or certain sides or whatever that you can get, but you have to be in certain regions in order to get it. But this is a national website, so they just put everything on the website.
Interesting. All right.
So there was no nothing was resolved with Domino's for you, Trevor.
No, and I just want to make my original statement and going back to it that you're a terrorist for putting green olives on your pizza.
You're a horrible person too, because green olives might be amazing.
Might be, because you've never had it because it was a mistake on the menu.
No, green olives are amazing. I'll eat an entire jar if I can.
Like with the pits? Were they just gonna be on the pizza with the pits?
No,
like sliced green olives. It
would be the Spanish olives with the pimentos.
Why does everyone on this show say I have the worst taste in food?
Because you do. Jinx.
Okay.
You owe me a Coke.
You do.
So anyway, that was my pizza experience.
Did they charge you, by the way? Because you bought it through the app.
No, through the app you can what is it?
Cancel it?
No, you can say
I'll pay cash. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did.
That's cool. I'm gonna order pizza right now.
So it's fun to order. Sometimes late at night, like it's 2:00, and you're just like, I really didn't eat dinner tonight or anything. I'm gonna roll the dice and get a Domino's pizza. You do it on the app. Just do it to watch the app.
Pizza.
You sit there and you watch the whole process, and it's like that old Looney Tunes cartoon where you'd see like the conveyor belt in a factory of something being built, and here, dun 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 dun. It's going up all kinds of chutes and down a conveyor belt, and machines are massaging it. And,
So, do you pay attention to the guy's name? It's like Bill is now making your pizza. Bill is now rolling your dough.
Fuck Bill. 3 hours. Fuck Bill.
But that was it. I love to test the guy. It's like, oh, Ahmed's on his way with your pizza, and then like I hear the doorbell and open. I'm like, Ahmed, and he's like, what? I'm Tom. I'm sorry, I was waiting for Ahmed, and I closed the door.
You should have called and yelled and like, where's Bill? Where is Bill? Where's my pizza, Bill?
He said he's making my pizza.
There's nobody here named Bill. So the app's lying too. Conspiracy. You know what, Trevor? You may have stumbled on to the next big conspiracy, like that kid who figured out the FaceTime glitch for the iPhone.
What about, do you hear the new one, the Nest one?
Forget the Nest one.
What's the Nest one?
The Chucky Cheese.
The Nest one where like Google accidentally let slip that like there's microphones that record on it, even though it doesn't say anywhere on the packaging that there's microphones on it, and that it's like hooked up.
Wait, isn't Nest like the thermostat?
No, it's like the home security camera thing.
It started with what you just said. It
started
with,
as a thermostat, right?
And then it partnered with ADT.
Wow.
But yeah, apparently it has a microphone that'll just start recording, and it came out like in court or something like that this week, and they were like, yeah, it didn't say anywhere on the packaging that there's a microphone,
right?
And so people were like really upset. They're like, yeah, what are you recording? Like, how are you recording? Like, there's nothing in any of the pamphlets that says there's a microphone in it.
How are they not sued into oblivion because of this?
I don't know. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up really quick. It's
pretty
crazy though.
Yeah. The worst conspiracy theory that I've seen recently going everywhere is the Chucky Cheese pizza.
About them recycling pizza?
Yeah, I think it might be true.
I wouldn't doubt it. Like,
so for those who don't know, it's about, people buy pizzas and they eat them, and then if they don't finish them, the people are taking the leftover slices, bringing them in the back, and then combining it with other unused slices to give out full pizzas again to someone else. And it's blatantly obvious in some of the pictures and that people are showing, like if they're getting a pepperoni pizza, that none of the slices actually line up. And you're like, all right, so maybe someone with I don't know, Michael J. Fox was cutting my pizza. I don't know. And
that's horrible.
There's parts where there's half a pepperoni and the other half is missing.
Yeah, that shit'll happen, man. It's the vortex.
Did you find out about the Nest?
Yeah. So apparently this is what happened. In February, Google announced that the Google Assistant would now work with its home security alarm and alarm system Nest Secure. The problem was users didn't know a microphone even existed on their security devices to begin with. And on Tuesday, the Google spokesman told everyone that it was an error. The on-device microphone was never intended to be a secret and should have been listed on the tech specs.
That's not like, oops, but you've been selling it for how long?
Like
years.
A year or something like that? Yeah.
It's like, oh, we meant to tell you that it was poisonous. It was supposed to be on there. We apologize.
It says Google says the microphone has never been on. It's only activated when the users specifically enable it. But the people didn't know it was there. Like, it sounds really sketchy.
It is very sketchy. All this 1984 stuff.
It says the microphone was originally included as a security feature down the line so that if they hear glass breaking, they can think maybe your house is being broken into and come to it. So, like, if your cat's being a dick and knocks some cups over, now the police are going to come to your house.
SWAT team swings in through your living room.
Yeah, and they just start spraying a cat with a water bottle. But yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Look, like I was saying, that 1984 stuff, which is an old novel about where it really popularized the term Big Brother. The government was going to spy on you. The government's going to know every intimate detail of your life and use it against you and everything. And for a while, that was a legitimate concern. Like, it could work out that way. But what we didn't see, and we've been seeing over the last 15 years, is that it wasn't the government that was going to have to do all this stuff. It was private corporations and us doing it to ourselves.
Well, I mean, like, those corporations pretty much run the government now, though. through lobbying efforts and everything they do. So like it's technically like, 1-1.
So we're in agreement that these private corporations, in association with the reverse vampires,
thank you,
are running the government.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's not a surprise.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We keep I was goofing at work today about something with the phone, and somebody said, he was having an argument with a friend of his, right? And I forgot what he said he was arguing over. And he says, so I leave and I get in my car and I'm driving and then I'm stuck in traffic at a light. So I look at my phone and there are the things we were arguing about showing up as sponsored ads on Instagram.
Yeah. It's true.
He's like, I wanted to throw my phone right out the window. It's always listening to you.
I can't wait to see what's going to be on this thing afterwards.
Probably.
After every show, it's always interesting.
A lot of coupons for Domino's, I'm guessing.
I
can't wait.
Do you like olives on pizza, Trevor? That wasn't even me.
Dude, I guarantee you, I'm gonna have like an ad for Olive Garden's new green olive pizza, just invented because we heard you talking about it.
That would be awesome, and I would go and I would like to try that, please. And
I would be like, if you were really listening, you'd bring it to my house now. Bing bong. Like, thank you.
That's the next stage, probably in the next 10 years. When you say something and then they just like Alexa assumes that you wanted that and it shows up at your house.
Hey man,
it's like, I'm not paying for this. Well, Alexa said that you wanted pizza.
Well, that was the problem they had with the kids ordering shit on there.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, you know what? You just anybody who's dealing with that issue, you brought it upon yourselves because you hooked your fucking card up to your you hooked your card from your Amazon account to the Alexa. You can use the Alexa, even though I'm not a fan of it. You can use the Alexa to play music, say the weather, all the dumb things that people like to do and think that it's, impressive. But then they hook up their Amazon accounts to it and their shopping lists. Just because you see the commercial, it says, Alexa, order toilet paper. Bing, I've taken it from your list and ordered toilet paper. Okay, you think it's that easy. Then all of a sudden you've got 20 cases of toilet paper because you didn't specify the amount. But what Gittles is talking about is kids who were like, buy all the Funko Fortnite Pops. Ding, buying Fortnite Funko Pops. And then they all show up at your house. Buy Skittles. Industrial bags of Skittles.
I just show up, I get kidnapped by a helicopter, they drop me on someone's porch. Like, what the hell?
I was just walking down the street. What?
Damn it, Amazon.
I'm sorry you didn't get your pizza, Trevor. I'm kind of bummed by that.
I kind of want a pizza now.
I kind of do too.
Oh, I'm starving. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
For those of you not in an area that serves good pizza, if you have to rely on the chains, Domino's has really stepped up its game in the last few years. The sauce is good, and their sandwiches are pretty good. But that's just for chain pizza. If you have anybody in your neighborhood, in your city, whatever, that has a decent Italian place that makes good pizza, just always go there. Never order from the pizza chains if you don't have to, unless it's 4 a.m. But that's not even guaranteed anymore now, so there's no reason to order from the pizza chains.
I'm going to say something outrageous.
Stinky
Domino's.
Pinky bottle of Inky.
Oh, that's weird.
Domino's has some of the best wings that I ever like to eat.
Yeah, I mean, they're not bad. They're not great, but they're not terrible.
Yeah, they're not bad.
I love Domino's barbecue wings.
If there's a good combo deal, like if you look on the app or online for the menu and it's like, well, I can get a large pizza, 2 toppings, and a thing of wings for $14.99. Yeah, might as well do that, Because if I order the pizza on its own, it's $17. So
yeah. We order nothing but cheesy bread and wings back in the day. They're like, so you don't want pizza? I'm like, no. Why would I want your pizza? It's terrible.
Damn it, now I'm looking.
I know, I want the wings now, too.
Yeah. Trevor brought the whole show to a halt because we're all just thinking about really bad cardboard pizza and how great it would be right now.
Yeah, I haven't eaten dinner yet. Oh, I need some pizza.
Move on to some other things. Actually, one other thing about technology, messing with you, had happened today. I'll preference this by saying a while ago, there was a big fallout with people who used the bank Wells Fargo, where one day their entire system just went down and everybody couldn't access their money, couldn't use an ATM, they couldn't log on to their accounts. It was just off. Like it didn't exist. The switch was off. And this caused a whole to-do nationwide when Wells Fargo issued a statement saying, oh, there was just some kind of maintenance glitch or something that didn't switch over. We fixed it now. They tried to make it as simple as like, oh, somebody hit the wrong button, but we hit the right button and now it's working. But
nope. You know what that was? That was the test. They wanted to see how fucking crazy people would go if one bank went down. And then when they saw how crazy people went, they're like, oh shit, if all the banks go down, it's going to be fucking mayhem.
Right. Well, that's what I'm getting to, because it was the lead on every national newscast that Wells Fargo was down today, right? And then a couple weeks later, Facebook was down. And that made just almost as big a national story as the banks going down, because people couldn't access their Facebook accounts. And it also messed up Instagram. So people were like, oh my God, how do we survive? The bank thing is scary, though, because that little kerfluffle caused a huge national uproar of these people panicking, saying, I can't get to my money, what's going on? And then people were like, I'm not keeping all my money in the banks, which is, you know what, if you're going to go the route of the Illuminati, then Gittles might be onto something. But then you get all these people like, I'm not putting my money in the banks anymore, which is just going to cause the collapse even further if people just take their money out of the banks.
I don't have a bank account.
I know you don't, but that's for other reasons.
I don't have to worry about any runs on the bank. Like, people run the bank, I'm like, whatever. I got my nickels. I'm good.
All your money is hidden in that mattress that the homeless people sleep on under the overpass.
You gotta hide it where no one's gonna look.
No one's gonna look. It's just very soiled.
Yeah. Ugh. Gross.
Anywho, so the bank issue. So I'm leaving Manhattan today to come over here to do the show, and the train gets to the train station. I got to go and get my car from the parking lot, and I take the ticket, put it in the machine, slide my card through, and it says declined. I was like, huh? So the ticket pops out, I put it back in, swipe my card through, decline. Okay. So I switch over to my credit card, which is also through my bank, and swipe that through, declined. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And I look at my wallet, I'm like, should I just pay cash? And I'm like $10 short, so I don't have enough cash on me. So I was like, I know I have them. I'm like, what's going on? So I go to my phone, I go to my bank app, and I put my information in there, and it's just hanging. Like, you see the circle spinning. I'm waiting. Can't access my account. Try again. So I'm sitting there for almost 20 minutes trying to access my bank account on my phone because none of my cards are being accepted.
Uh-oh.
And I'm $10 short. I can't get my car out of the parking lot. So I'm like, what am I going to do here? Like, I wasn't getting like panicked or anything. I was almost laughing at the ridiculousness of this. I was like, what am I going to do? I said, none of my cards are working because they're all through the same bank, which is probably a warning sign I should get cards with multiple banks so that I don't have to deal with it.
Oh, yeah, you got to diversify. I have mine in, like, one's in a winter sock.
Yeah.
One's in a sandal. One's in one of those swimming jellies, so you don't step on the rocks. But you got to diversify your bank accounts.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I need to do. But all my stuff's through Bank of America. And I was like,
okay, so a cowboy boot.
So I'm laughing at this. I'm a little panicky, but I'm laughing at this. I'm like, how is this possible? I know there's more than enough money in all these accounts. How is this possible that it can't read it? Now I can't even access the bank account. So what do you do when stuff like that happens and it seems out of the ordinary? You go to Twitter and you type in your bank name to see if something happened.
Yeah.
And I was seeing nothing. There was nothing showing up there. So I was like, well, what are my options? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bing, the thing shows up on my screen. I unlock my phone. I can now access my bank account. It goes right in like no problem. I see my money. I see the cards, everything. Weird. So now it's been about 25 minutes. I walk back over to the machines, slide the ticket through, slide my card through. Like there was no issue. Bing, accepted. Good. Here's the ticket. Now I can leave. Yeah. So for almost half an hour, my bank system was down. And I had no idea. And I was just thinking about the fact that how reliant we all are on, I mean, not just technology, but as far as your financial stuff, it's all, digital now. That I was really thinking, because I never carry cash on me. And I was like, I really need to start carrying cash on me again. because I never think to do that.
Oh shit!
I used to always carry cash, like when back in the day when like you used to actually get like a paycheck,
right?
And you go to the bank and cash, or like you used to just be able to like cash in the register at work.
These are all my delicious cards here. All these gift cards.
All those juicy gift cards. But once I got like direct deposit and started working for like an actual corporation, I never have cash, and I miss it.
Right. I've not had a job where I've got a physical paycheck in 20-something years.
Yeah.
You know,
are you even getting paid?
Yeah, I check every pay period. I check I do. I just out of habit. I check every morning.
But like when I had direct deposit, I would at least get like the fake check in the mail. That was like, oh, this is like, you know, your check of what it was. You know, the copy. You don't get that?
No, I got rid of the paper notifications on that stuff. Yeah, every pay period I do log in that morning just to make sure that it was there. That's where I found out that SiriusXM screwed me out of some of the money that they owed me in our agreement, because I was like, hey, I didn't get paid today. And then I had to call the agent, and the agent had to call them and deal with the lawyers and take care of all that fun stuff. But you always got to check that. But anyway, so I realized that I was like, I need to start carrying some cash with me, because if this thing happened again, I had money on me, but I didn't have enough. So I was like, what was I going to do at that point? Because it's about 15 minutes from my house. I can't walk there.
You can't walk 15 minutes from your house?
15-minute drive.
So it's like a 20-minute walk.
It's a lot longer than that.
All right, first of all, can I throw the challenge flag on that?
Yeah.
For both of your reasons?
Yeah.
Gittles can make it in 20 minutes because I've walked with Gittles, and he's a city walker. He'll be there in lickety-split.
It's a 15-minute highway drive, because it's right next to the highway there. It's a 15-minute drive to get back from the train station.
I still do it 20 minutes.
Yeah, I've also
seen the guy from fucking Pulp Fiction. How far are you away? 30 minutes? Yeah, I'll be there in 10. And I just pull up.
Yep. I've also seen Eric walk in a hurry during Comic-Con. So, yeah. So, I would say it's about a solid hour walk for Eric.
I'm going to find that out right now.
It's putting it into my walk. And then you pull in, and then, like, you know, Bart's waving to you from the window. He's like, hey.
All right. For a drive, it is 17 minutes. For a walk, it's saying... Wait, that is a really weird way to go.
Well, because when you walk it, you can't walk straight. So you gotta like.
You can't walk the highway either.
Well, no, that's not safe in any way.
You can if you live dangerously.
According to Google Map here, that if I was to walk from the train station to where I live, it's saying 6 hours and 34 minutes.
How many miles is it?
Well, there's also a lot of water channels that you can't just walk in a straight line. You have to either walk the highway or walk all the way past this park here. But
how many miles is it? That's the thing.
How would I find that out? Let me see. To drive it, all right. So if I go from the train station to the highway, straight all the way down to the road that I take all the way down to where I live, is 9.4 miles.
That's not bad.
But you can't walk the highway. That's the thing. And it's all swampland. It's all water. There's very few ways of crossover from where the train station is to get past the Meadowlands Parkway over to like the mainland area.
Well, I'll come out one day. Just give me some water. I'll have my Google Maps open, and then just drop me off, and I'll find my way to your place, and we'll time it.
I'm sure you find your way.
And then when I get there, we'll order some Domino's.
Of course, and you'll probably beat the order.
Yeah, by 3 hours.
Yes.
Let's make it a race.
Anyway. So it's just an interesting thing that when I had that bank glitch, I was like, man, we're really kind of messed as a society if we don't have access to our money. You can't get anything done. So I'm gonna have to stockpile mattresses and keep the monies in them.
Stockpile, man. Mattresses are worth money too, so you could just stockpile mattresses and then sell the mattresses for money.
Now, see, anybody who's thinking of potentially advertising with this show, this is where we would have inserted like a Casper mattress or Purple or something like that. Any of those.
Purple's a color.
No, Purple is a company that makes that gel stuff for your office chair.
It's a fucking color. That is not a company.
It is a color, yes.
I'm going to start a company. We're red. Oh, fuck, I think that is a company. God,
yeah,
it is. It's also an AIDS organization.
I used to work for Red.
God damn it. Hybrid fuchsia.
I'm sure that's a fashion line.
You need to pick like jungle green.
No.
That's racist.
It's like from the box of 64 crayons.
It is, and that was the best green in the whole entire box.
It was forest green.
No, I like jungle green.
What was jungle green?
It was one of the 64.
My jungle green, oh. I think I wanna know ya. Purple.
Oh yes, that's how Eric got a job working for Domino's when his ATM card didn't work.
Right. It's like, I will deliver these pizzas on foot until I make enough money to pay for my parking.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. I want to move over to Toy Fair. That happened last weekend. Gittles and I went over there. Over at the Jacob Javits Center, we got to hang out with our pal Randy from NECA Toys. And we got to meet the other people from NECA Toys, like in the corporate end of it.
Yeah, the people we don't usually see who aren't wearing heavy metal t-shirts and stuff.
Yeah, the squares, if you will.
Yeah.
They were all very nice. They were very
all
cool.
really cool.
A lot of them were from California, too. Or a couple were from Canada.
Yeah, there was a lot of Canadian people there. I feel like Canada is a really big game place, like toy place. I mean, there's not much else to do there.
Yeah, there were a lot of those booths in the back were Canadian. They were Asian too, but they were Canadian as well.
Yeah, everyone was Canadian. It was a lot of Canadians.
We started off at the NECA little exhibit there that they had. A lot of cool stuff. New Halloween, if you're a fan of the Halloween franchise, there was that. There's some new monsters that they were allowed to release for Godzilla King of the Monsters, which comes out this summer. The Chia heads for the Golden Girls was a big attention getter.
The Chias, they had what was it? They had a lot of Golden Girls stuff.
They had regular figure, NECA figure.
Yeah, they had the
Golden
regular
Girls
figures too.
I bought one of those Chias in a Walgreens, and it was awesome.
Which one did you buy?
They had the Rick and Morty one by me.
Yeah, it's Sophia.
Oh yeah, okay. Sophia's the best one.
Yeah, exactly.
She's got that disgusted face on
You're
there.
gonna buy B. Arthur? No one's gonna buy the B. Arthur one.
No, most. I've heard from people when we posted that wherever they are, they only get the rose one because that's the only one that's available. Like I guess certain ones ship to certain regions, whatever. But everyone's looking for the Sophia one, but everyone gets stuck with rose.
It's because Sophia was the best.
Sophia was the best. We did NECA. We went over to Funko. Funko had a bunch of great stuff coming out. A lot of the photos are up on my Instagram, eRock Radio. You can check out the photos that we took. And over at Gittles too.
My whole entire Instagram for a day was just you.
Oh, well. You feel free to unfollow.
Yeah, like it was like I had fun at Toy Fair, but it's not like Comic-Con, you know?
No, because you can't buy anything.
You can't buy anything. It's so frustrating. You're walking around, you're like, oh, that looks really cool. I guess I'll buy maybe like a pin and a board game. And they're like, how many cases can I sign you up for? I'm like, oh, I don't have a store.
Yeah.
Like, then what are you doing here?
It's like,
we're media. Oh, you're media. Here's a tour of all the products.
And then they give you free samples too.
Yeah, that I've been playing with the whole show.
Yeah, they were looking for businesses to sign deals with to carry their product lines in the stores.
It's a trade show, it sounds like.
Yeah, it is. It's a complete trade show, but it's not open to the public. You have to get special permissions to go and it's not like Comic-Con where we could go and do interviews and a whole bunch of other stuff for the show. This was, we get there and we're looking around and this is just more of let's take this in, take photos, and then have stuff to talk about kind of deal.
And it's not like Comic-Con either, too, like where you get there and there's like a long security line. It's just like, nope, just walk in. Like we walked in at the first
We got about halfway in before they started checking badges.
Yeah, and the one guy like wasn't even checking badges. We just walked out of that area because we were in the wrong spot. Like, but they weren't even like checking badges that one spot we walked through because we got there kind of early. But yeah.
We were done by 2 o'clock. It was kind of nice.
Yeah, like we were done by 2 because I mean, there's so many sections where there's lots of proprietary stuff. So people aren't showing, like certain companies just aren't showing certain things. Like we were in the McFarlane booth and they couldn't they could show us certain toys that were like under a veil that they would like unveil, like, okay, take a quick look, no pictures, put it down.
A lot of these bigger toy companies you had to have appointments and they had these pavilions that were walled off and you couldn't just go to like the Lego area and see what they had. You had to have an appointment in order to get a tour, a personalized tour, to go and they would explain all the new products that they have coming out. And like you were saying in the case of McFarlane, so we go for our appointment and they're showing us all these great figures that they have for Five Nights at Freddy's, Cuphead, A lot of video game stuff was in there. Borderlands, I think.
A lot of Deadpool stuff.
Deadpool stuff. Game of Thrones stuff. Labyrinth, the David Bowie figure from Labyrinth was in there. And then, no joke, one wall was just Fortnite stuff.
Yeah, a lot of Fortnite stuff.
There was large-scale Fortnite, are they just called hammers, clubs, whatever?
The axes.
So they had large ones that, like, one on display that you could pick up, and it looks like a relic out of a fantasy movie. But they had different boxes. They had all their figures just in
But here's the thing about that. Like, I was telling you afterwards that when I was walking to the subway, I stopped at a GameStop / ThinkGeek,
right?
And they had those same McFarlane, what's it called, hammers there, and they were like 75% off already. Like, they were like $10. Like, so I don't understand why we saw them at that display unless it's a different model or something like that. But they had the same exact ones.
I had no idea those were in the stores because, I mean, you jumped ahead a little bit. You jumped ahead a little bit, but I mean, we were looking at all this stuff on the wall there. We're like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then later on, Gittles tells me, he's like, these are in the stores already. So why was this such a secret ordeal, to have this tour to see these products that were already in the stores? Like, it didn't make any sense. The one thing that we did see that we couldn't even take pictures of was their new Harry Potter line that they were putting out there, the new figures for the Harry Potter line, which was pretty cool. I mean, they looked awesome.
Yeah, there was some cool stuff.
A lot of cool stuff. But yeah, I don't know why they were showing us stuff that's already in the stores. Like, what was the big deal about that then? Oh, well.
I don't know.
Let's see. We walked around. We saw a lot of these small entrepreneurs that were making their own board games or silly games for kids, or, the one guy that had the train sneakers.
Oh, yeah.
He had these sneakers. Cool. Did you say that was cool?
I'd wear train sneakers.
I don't know if you'd wear these ones. So they're on a thing where they're moving, right? They're going up and down, making the choo-choo noise. And the second you stop, the air horn from the train starts blowing when the shoes stop moving. Like, that's annoying as hell.
Yeah, there was some really annoying things there.
Nobody was going, and he had one other pair of shoes that were like making animal noises or something. And he was just near the walkway. It was between two rooms. It was just a pathway where people were just going from different rooms. Nobody was stopping to look at that guy, which was a little bit sad. But
I just felt bad for all the small toy people because there is so much fucking competition.
So much.
I don't know how you get like a foot in the door in that kind of business. Like, if you're there and you're at the top, like, good for you. Like, congratulations, you made it. Because like watching these smaller people and like they'd try and hustle you, like they'd stop you in the middle of the row as you're walking by. It's like, dude, I just want to walk by. Like, but just give me like 5 seconds. It's like, no, I don't want to. Like, I just want to keep walking, please.
Yeah,
like, it's kind of.
I mean, look, they're hustling. They're trying to sell their stuff, and they invested a ton of money in these products that they're making and hoping to sell it to make. Either to sell it to the licensing to a bigger company and live off that money, or to make a licensing deal where you would make this stuff and give it to stores to sell your product, as far as you can. One of the things that was weird about the competition is when you come up with a unique idea, by the next toy fair, there's several companies that are already modified your idea, or they're saying, we're better than this other thing. And one of the things is the stuff that Gittles and I are playing with now.
I was just going to say, like, the stuff we're playing with. We saw at least 3 or 4 different people who had this.
So what we're playing with right now is something called Mad Matter, MATTR. The unbelievable dough you build with. Now, it says, shape it, build it, stretch it. It looks like sand. But you push it together and it looks doughy, almost like silly putty kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if you pull it apart, it starts to go back into its sand kind of form. Like, you see the kinetic energy falling apart here, and it goes back to sand. It's not sticky. The sand isn't individual like you would get sand from the beach and be all over the place. It's pretty. It stays together pretty well. Now, last year we saw this as magnetic sand. Yeah. So we walked past this booth that had all the big color trays of all the sand in different colors. I'm like, oh, is this magnetic sand? And the lady was like, no.
Kinetic sand.
Kinetic sand. Kinetic sand? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Kinetic sand.
Because it's like.
So I said, oh, is this the kinetic sand? No, this is Mad Matter. I'm like, Okay, what's the difference? And she said, oh, unlike kinetic sand, it can do this and this, and we've got a multitude of colors, and it looks pretty cool. You know, the colors were nice.
It's fun, yeah.
But it's just like this is the other product. You just changed something a tiny bit. Now you're saying that it's yours. And that's happening all the time in this toy world.
But this one is the best one of these that we saw. Like, remember we were at the other booth and the guy was like, "You got to replace this. It's drying out and blah blah blah." And this stuff we've been playing.
The poor girl, the poor show girl,
trying to give her sales pitch.
Right. There's another booth that we went to that had all this sand stuff, and we just walked by and we're like, "Oh, look at that! Let's try what this is." And the lady, she's a young girl in her 20s. She's trying to tell us about this, and then the owner or the manager or whatever he walks over. This big douchey guy looks over and he's just playing with the sand and he's looking at it. And he's like, oh, this is falling apart. And then he goes and brings another guy over while this poor girl is supposed to give the presentation to try to sell their product. She doesn't know who we are. We could be working for somebody that would, make a deal with them or to get it in stores or whatever. You don't know who we are. So she's trying to give the pitch, and the guy keeps coming over and pushing her out of the way. Look at this sand. I'm picking it up here. It's not doing anything. It's been out here too long. We got to replace this stuff. I'm like, you don't want to say that in front of people who could be a potential buyer. And the girl's going like this. She's giving me the wide-eyed look, like awkward.
Boy, this is really uncomfortable right now. Trying to give the sales pitch saying how this stuff is perfect and doesn't dry out. And the guy's like, we got to get this out of here.
It's like, this looks like crap. This isn't working. We got to get something that makes it. It's like, wow, you really just, deflated the whole sales pitch. And the poor girl, she had those eyes like uncomfortable. She didn't know what to do. And we just kind of looked at her. We're like, yeah, it's okay. So,
yeah. And
then we walked away. But Brian and I were looking at each other like, that was so weird. That is not the way to try to sell your business.
Oh, it was so weird, yeah. But then, there was so many different sections, too, because then there was, the drunk frat boy games where it was, giant flip cup and beer pong and, all those kind of games, too. Yeah, see, look how happy he is.
But, the flip cup was, a foot and a half to 2 foot, yeah.
Gallon cup. So you had to, really flip this gigantic cup. And it had the big Jenga, so it was like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
And every kind of cornhole beanbag ripoff variation.
But then there was the one thing I found that I thought was the funniest thing was the bocce ball, but it was just rocks.
Oh yeah.
And it was called rock bocce.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is got to be one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. The guy's like, just play, you just throw a rock and then you throw the other rocks. I'm like, but why can't I just go out and find 8 rocks? And just play this for free. Right. He's like, well, these rocks are all, they're all the same on each side. So, you get the fun unpredictability of tumbling rocks. And I could not get that phrase out of my head because it literally was like something you'd see on The Simpsons as they're opening a gift that says rock bocce.
Yeah.
The fun of the unpredictability of tumbling rocks. It's such a bad slogan. You know what It's terrible.
Yeah.
That's what I think about when I see a tumbling rock. I'm like, look at that unpredictable fun. Oh no, it crushed my car. It was a landslide. It's just so stupid.
Yeah, landslide and lands on your car and you go, rock bocce!
Yeah, unpredictable fun. Every time. It's just so ridiculous. What a slogan.
Brian always wins at this game.
Yeah, unpredictable fun.
Yeah.
The show is unpredictable.
Oh, remember the one place we walked into and we thought it was like the Country Bear Jamboree?
Oh my god, with the guy with all the puppets that talked?
Yeah, so there was all these animated animatron kind of animals. Like if you took taxidermy and brought it to life robotically,
yeah. It's like do it all the time.
It's like what they do. Of course, everybody does. But it's like when you're down in Disney and you see the Country Bear Jamboree where the bears are performing on stage. Then you have the trophy animals that are on the wall, like the mounted moose head is over here and a tiger's over there, and they start into the fun and they start singing and telling stories. Well, all this is going on, but there's no rhyme or reason to it. They're not animated together. They're not doing a presentation. Things are just talking to you.
The one guy who's running the booth looks like he just tied a woman to the train tracks somewhere. He's got this old beard and an old-timey suit.
Like a Dick Dastardly kind of guy, yeah.
Yeah. God. Oh, so ridiculous. And they were all talking. Every puppet there talked. It was a moose that talked. It was the bear that talked. And it was like that, what was that, Set on You video? It's like, I got my
George Harrison's, I got my mind set on you.
Yeah, it was like that. With the puppets.
There's a video up on
2019.
There's a video on my Instagram, eRock Radio. You see this bear, and he says something along the lines of.
Oh, that was a creepy bear.
It was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Let me see. I have it here. I will play it for you real quick.
I can do anything you want.
Right.
Creepy.
Slight stare at the camera. I was like, that bear will kill somebody for you.
Let's see if I can patch this in and if you'll hear it.
I can do almost anything
I'm hearing it.
you want.
He stops and then creepily turns very slow and it goes like this, turns very slow and looks me dead in the eye and stops. And I'm staring at this thing while I'm recording it, and you hear Gittles in the end go, whoa, that's creepy. And
Yeah.
and then I'm like, we need to leave. So we walked away. All I was waiting for was those eyes to turn red like the woodland creatures from South Park.
Yeah,
and then
that's
they
exactly
kill
what I thought it was
everybody.
gonna be. I was like, the woodland creature massacre is about to happen. We got to get the fuck out of here. We got to go get some of those Fortnite axes because we're going to have to fight these things.
We are. And, Gittles, do you know how to build? I'll heal.
And like, oh, he's not gaining any materials. He's just breaking everything. In fact, people are really mad.
It's like, yeah, this wasn't even a demonstration. This guy just lost his mind. He destroyed thousands of dollars of merchandise.
Yeah.
2 children were injured.
Brick killed the guy. Oh yeah, and that one booth had the Office stuff, and they told you not to take pictures. Did you actually get that picture or no?
No, I didn't get the picture.
Oh, you were so close.
So this one company on the back wall, we walk past, and I say, oh, there's all this new American Office products, right? The TV show. And I walk to the wall, and I'm like, oh, look at that. And I go to take a photo, and he goes, no photos! What? No photos! Okay, cool, no problem. Sorry, didn't know. And he's like, oh, okay.
Screamed it at you.
Yeah, but then he was like, oh, okay, just making sure you didn't take photos. I was like, there should be a sign for this. And then it was on the other side of where you enter. And I was like, oh, there's a sign right there.
Yeah, but it should be everywhere.
It should be everywhere.
It should be on the thing. Like, don't take a picture of this.
And he was the only one. And he was this small business that had some exclusive Office stuff. No photos of anything on that wall. Because he had other products there, too, and I forget what they were. But no photos. All the other companies, take as many photos as you want. Here's some samples. Yeah. Here's my business card. Let me tell you about this product. Even the bigger companies, when you took the tour, they had one little thing, like we said with McFarlane, like, there's this stuff under a curtain here that we're going to show you. You cannot take any photos. Everything else, take as many photos as you want, and here's the hashtag, here's the Instagram account, put it all out there. They want you to spread the word on these products. That one guy in the back corner was the only one that told us we couldn't take photos of anything.
And it was on the wall, like on a big display, nothing like blocking it either. It was like, come on, dude.
If you ever go to like a wrestling event, they have these pieces of plywood that are on like closet hinges that fold open, and then they sit in behind you, and it has all the T-shirts lined up and the merchandise and the signage is all done. You just unfold the thing, sit it down, and it's done. That's your whole background. That was the equivalent of what this guy had with the toys in the background there. Unfolds everything, and there it was. And then like, no photos. It's like,
no photos.
Go fuck yourself.
Get out of here. I'm like, all right, whatever. There was people there trying to sell frisbee golf discs, and there's no frisbee golf courses around here. I was like, do you know where there's any courses around here? He's like, no. I'm like, oh,
no,
why
not
would
doing
I
it.
need this?
Cool product.
Yeah.
Yeah, go sell it near a college campus somewhere. Otherwise,
but then there was like, remember, like I was talking about the oversized things for like the frat boy section.
Yeah.
Then we found the other toy section was where everything was micro machines. Everything was like tiny. Remember they had the little Matchbox cars and the little tiny arcade games, and everything worked. And that's what was kind of cool.
Those photos are up on my Instagram as well. They had the old late 70s, early 80s Mattel electronic handheld games where the field, like the football field, is painted on the plastic, and it's just the red lights that you have to move in order to play the game. They had
the little squares, little triangles, and that's it.
Trevor, it was 2 inches big for your keychain. They had football, they had baseball, they had, I think, hockey was on there.
Yeah, they had like all of them. It was great.
And then over on the other side, they had little stand-up display cases for video games that you could play. Like Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Tetris, Pole Position was one of them, Burger Time.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
They had a little skee ball machine, a virtual skee ball thing that you could play. They even had the bar tabletop one for Pac-Man.
Yeah, like the little mini one. That was cool.
Yeah, all those things were maybe under like 4 inches at most, right?
Oh yeah, everything was tiny.
Yeah, so good. The Hot Wheels thing. So we see the lady was very nice. She was giving us a tour of this tiny little area, and there we see these orange tracks, and Brian goes, "You got to come over here and see this." So I'm walking over and I see orange. I go, "No way, is this hot?" And as I'm saying Hot Wheels, she goes, "Hot Wheels." They had the orange tracks and ramps, the loop-de-loops, everything like there. Trevor, the width of the track is maybe an inch. And the length,
like they were like the size of like pencil erasers. Like
the length
really
of
small,
each individual track
Whoa.
were about 9-10 inches at most. And you put the whole thing together, the car was an inch. It was half an inch wide and an inch long.
What were those cars called back in the day?
Micro
I
machines?
remember Micro Machines, yeah. Was it like that or bigger?
They were
about that size.
Smaller than Micro Machines, to be honest. Like those things were really small, and they were all working. Like everything worked. They were die-cast metal. Like they're really nice. And you can buy the track pieces, and you can just buy the extension, so you can like set it up so that it'll just keep going in circles. It was pretty cool.
That does sound cool.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was worth talking about. I mean, if you're listening to us for the Toy Fair review stuff, for the bigger products, there's so many other websites and Instagram things you can follow that did. Like, there was guys there that were taking multiple angles of the same figure. Like, it took them 5 minutes to take photos of one particular piece, and then they would go to the next piece and the next piece. Like, they were very, very intricate process, if you will. And you can find all that stuff online. But Hasbro was there, Mattel was there, Lego was there. Apparently what we missed, because we couldn't get an appointment for Hasbro. They made a Transformers Ghostbusters hybrid vehicle.
Yeah.
So Ecto-1 transforms into a robot. Which
I saw that.
It looks pretty cool. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'd go buy it, but if someone gave one to me, I would definitely appreciate it and enjoy it. But apparently they put this out because the comic book IDW that has the rights to a lot of the Hasbro properties for as far as comics go is doing a crossover between the Ghostbusters and the Transformers this year. Why or how it makes sense to cross them over, I'm not 100% sure. Like, I don't know where those worlds would meet. But, they also did in the past the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover, which did very well. But, so this product came out in response to this comic book crossover that's going to happen. The toy looks better than the comic book idea. It looks pretty cool. It's a big Ecto-1. You transform it, and then it's, some kind of robot.
Yeah, like some of the crossover ideas, I'm just like, it's just too much. Like, just keep things how they are. Like, some of the crossovers, I liked Dark Horse when they did the Archie versus Predator series. I thought that was a cool crossover. But, Ghostbusters Transformers, it's the ghost of the Pinto that blew up. I don't know.
It's like I don't know how those worlds meet, because they just don't make sense to do anything together.
Yeah, it turns out that they weren't actually storing the ghosts in the reactor
containment unit.
They were just putting it into another transformer, and he had no idea.
He's been powering Cybertron all these years because of spectral anomalations that they put into the machine. And they just found out that the thing, here's what happened. They go to load the containment unit, and then they close it and they walk away, and the thing belches. I'm like, what? And they turn back.
That's right.
And he's like, oh shit. And then his leg gave out, and his leg got pins and needles, and then you see a robot leg fall from under the containment. You're like, what's going on? Then it transforms.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's like, what a way to find out.
This man has no dick. It's like, of course not. I'm Optimus Prime.
I'll show you a dick. Turns into a big dick.
Yeah.
I think that's it for Toy Fair. I mean, not the really best coverage of it, but, we had fun checking everything out.
Not as much free shit as I wanted. Just this med foam.
Yeah, we got little game pieces, and I didn't realize how many business cards were in my bag. I just looked in there. I was like, wow, there's a lot of... Yeah. But Toy Fair was fun. Look up hashtag Toy Fair or Toy Fair 2019 to see more details as far as bigger products that were put out. And that should satisfy your craving for that. Let's take a break. When we come back, we got to talk some TV and movies, and then get out of here and live our lives for yet another week. Be right back.
It's Eric Nagel with Eric and Gittles. More next. It's Eric Nagel. Follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, and Facebook at It's Eric Nagel.
Hi, it's Rose McIver. You are listening to It's Eric Nagel. Lovely.
Welcome back to It's Eric Nagel, segment 2.
Two brothers.
I am Eric. Over in the upside down is Gittles, and the right side up is Trevor. 651 Smithers is the phone number. What?
Dos Caminos.
651-764-8437 is the phone number to get in touch with the program. Looking at last week's box office, coming in at number 1, the brand new Alita Battle Angel is out. I want to go see that. People saying it looks weird. They can't get around how the girl looks real but has anime wide eyes. I don't think that's a big deal at all.
There's a whole Alita Battle Angel like immersive event that's set up in Williamsburg over here. They have like a whole building rented out, but like I don't know how to get tickets for it. But you can't see in. All the windows are done up so it looks like the city from Alita Battle Angel. So it looks like you're looking out a window into this like cyber world. It's kind of cool. I posted some pictures about it like 2 weeks ago on my Instagram, but it's still there. I walked by today and they were still letting people in, and it's like an immersive event where you can like do like the Comic-Con thing where you get to put on the outfits and take pictures. There's like an escape room element. There's like a VR section. It seems pretty cool.
So it's like its own little mini con. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just for Alita Battle Angel.
Look online, see if you can find out how to get in there. Go check it out.
Yeah, I'll check that out because that'd be cool.
So I want to go see that movie. Apparently, it's a phenomenon underground. At least this comic book series has been around for a while. But I've seen clothing for the longest time that said Battle Angel, and I never knew what the hell it was. Like Five Nights at Freddy's. It took me a while to figure out what that was because I see it everywhere, but I've never played the game. I didn't know anything about it. Just knew that it was. I think
it was like a year or two ago. We were at Comic-Con and we finally just stopped someone like while we were walking. And we're like, let's figure this out.
Yeah.
And we're like, what is it? And they're like, it's some kid show.
Apparently, the Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm like, they said if Chucky Cheese was a horror movie. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's all someone said to us.
Yeah.
The first person who walked by, we're like, what is it? He's like, all right, there. I'm like, all right.
They recycle their pizza. No!
Now that's the horror.
Coming in at number 2, the Lego Movie number 2, the second part, as it's called.
I thought it was called the Legoning.
The Legoning, that's the third one.
The Legoing.
People said that some people I know that went and saw the movie, they said it was okay. They enjoyed it, but it wasn't as enjoyable as the first movie. I liked the first movie, but what do you do with sequels, I
didn't see the first one.
Number 3, Isn't It Romantic? I think that's the rom-com where they know that they're in a rom-com.
Oh, yeah. That sounds horrible.
I think that's the Rebel Wilson movie. Looking it up right now. It is. Okay. So, yeah, it's about this girl whose life is a rom-com, and she's aware that she's in a rom-com. So it's like Deadpool for rom-coms.
Okay.
Coming in number 4, What Men Want. No, thank you. And number 5, the movie Gittles, I thought was going to be garbage, but Gittles was like, no way, man. I want to go see it just because of how ridiculous the trailer is. Happy Death Day to You.
Yeah, I mean, it looks stupid. I didn't see the first one, but I watched the trailer for the second one. I was like, you know what? It's got like that Final Destination vibe to it, so I just kind of want to see it. It looks ridiculous. It looks like it's not taking itself seriously. Like they know they're in on the joke. And I like those kind of movies. So
after we talked about it last week, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to have to see the trailer. It's been on television nonstop, especially the CW, if you're watching any of the things.
It's a PG-13 movie, too. That's the thing.
It's constantly running every break. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Trevor?
I like to watch a lot of car crashes on YouTube, and that was playing all the time. Like, every ad was just for that movie.
Well, that makes sense. Hey, you like death and mindless destruction? Go see Happy Death Day to You.
It's kind of what happened.
Opening up this weekend, How to Train Your Dragon, the third part. And I don't know. Oh, Fighting with My Family's opening finally, nationwide, which I definitely want to go and see. That is the story of Paige and her family over in the UK, who were very well known for being this big wrestling family, and they got an opportunity to try out for the WWE. And the rest of the story, the Paige doing very well. The other movies called Run the Race and Total Dhamal. I don't know what that one is. That looks like, it's a Bollywood movie. That's why I don't know what it is. That's what's opening this weekend. Next weekend, looking ahead, there's another Tyler Perry movie coming out. Another Madea.
Yeah, the funeral one, right?
Yeah. Now, here's something I got to point out to you. So it's called Tyler Perry's A Madea Family Funeral. And I think, was it Gittles? Did you send me this meme?
I sent it to you, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So in the slug line, or the movie line for the poster, saying she puts the fun in funeral, which if you're a Simpsons fan, you know that they did that like 20-something years ago.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, where there was some funeral house and it says, we put the fun in funeral. Now, it's an obvious gag, but because it is the internet and Simpsons memes are a big thing,
yes,
somebody slapped those two together and with the caption, Simpsons did it, calling it a ripoff.
Yeah, that was the episode where they go because the aunt died, and the legend of the dog-faced woman. That episode, and they go to the find out what's on her will.
Wait a minute, did I think what I was supposed to say and say what I was supposed to think?
Oh no, I said the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet. That was crusty.
That was crusty. Other movie stuff. So I decided to go back to my list of movies I've never seen that everybody else has seen.
Ooh, what is it this week?
I got about now.
Oh wait, I do remember I did see some this week. I'll tag on at the end.
Okay. I want to preference the fact that it's not that I didn't like the movie and it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I was just very tired, and next thing I was watching the movie about halfway through, and next thing I know it was 4:30 in the morning. I was still laying on the couch. I just fell asleep. So I have to go back and finish the movie. But I'm halfway through No Country for Old Men.
Oh, it's a great film.
It's a great movie.
It's okay.
I'll tell you where the part I'm at that the last part I
quiet.
remember before I woke up and it was 4:30 in the morning. He had just killed Woody Harrelson in that room, and he's on the phone.
Jesus, Eric.
Yep. He did it. Deal with it.
Well, I gotta go now.
So far, I've enjoyed the movie entirely. Josh Brolin is really good. That Javier, whatever his name is. Pardon? He's weird because that character, he's very creepy. That character, remember when we saw It Follows and we did that big promotional thing for the show over on at Satellite? So It Follows was about this fictitious creature that follows you for the rest of your life unless you pass this disease kind of thing onto another person. Like you have to sleep with another person for it then to go to chase that person, right? Yeah, it's like Ghost AIDS. It's like, a horrible version of Tag, You're It. And it works its way down the line. So if it kills that person you pass it off to, then you're the next in line, so then it comes after you. So there's always something chasing you, right? His character in No Country for Old Men, no matter where you went, all of a sudden he was right near the place. He knew where you were. He was walking down the hall. It's like, this guy can't be stopped. It was so good.
Pretty much.
That
air gun.
It was. Because I thought it was just like a high pressure nail gun. But I didn't, when Tommy Lee Jones is explaining
how
the
they
device,
kill cows,
that it shoots it and sucks it back in instantaneously. So it's like, it's out and in real quick. So that there's no evidence of it being in there. And, it's really, they say it's humane, but it's kind of cruel way to kill a cow. And he's just going, and he's using it to like unlock doors and to pick locks. I'm like, wow, this has a lot more practical uses than I thought it would. It's not just for killing bovine.
Well, we know what to get Eric for Christmas.
Ooh, everybody wants that, Boring Company flamethrower. Get me the
nail gun.
Yeah, get me the hammer thing, whatever it's called, air hammer. I think it's called.
That kills cows. Got it.
Yeah,
cow killer.
And a couple of tanks, because I'll need to refill. Anyway, Gittles, what movie did you see?
Oh, so I completely forgot that I had rewatched the movie that I have not seen since it came out. And that is a little movie called Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Deformed. Have
you guys seen Johnny Mnemonic?
I have recently? Not. It's a 90s movie, right?
Yeah, it's like 95, 96.
Right, and it stars Keanu Reeves.
It stars Keanu Reeves. It stars Dolph Lundgren. It has Ice-T. It has Henry Rollins. Dude, everybody's in this movie. It's fucking amazing. And like, you guys have never seen it?
No, I've never seen it. I knew of it. I realized that I never seen it.
You guys are missing out. You have to go. It's on Crackle. You can watch it for free if you want, even though there's commercials, but it's probably on Amazon Video also.
Yeah.
But the basic premise of the movie is that Keanu Reeves is a mnemonic, and he smuggles data in his brain. So
From Star Trek Next Generation?
Yes, they squeeze him right in his brain. And they
so
have
it's
to,
like inner space.
Kinda, with the little micro machines from Toy Fair. And yeah, so he has to like store all this like data in his head and then like sneak it out places so it doesn't get like, corrupted on the internet. And it's just really stupid. It makes no sense whatsoever. Like, with their vision of the internet is crazy. Like, he's in like a VR world, like literally trying to like take apart systems, and you see him like wearing the goggles, and he's like, like picking up screws and like throwing them, and like it's just nuts. And then Dolph Lundgren's in it, and he plays like a Jesus character. And he's trying to get what's in Keanu Reeves' head so that he can be like the new Messiah. Because it turns out that Keanu Reeves has basically the cure for AIDS in his head.
Wow, that took a turn. I see that coming.
Oh yeah? Guess how they get Guess how
they get AIDS?
Guess how they hack Keanu Reeves' brain to get the information out of it.
Is it the air nail hammer thing that they use in No Country for Old Men?
Oh no, that would have been fantastic.
Okay.
It was not. It was not that.
What'd they do?
So there's a dolphin, right?
What?
Like, they go to
Wait, hang on. Don't even go any further. That is like some weird nonsense that we would make up just goofing on it. It's like,
so there's a dolphin.
There's this futuristic internet movie from the 90s. So what did they do? Well, there's a dolphin. You're like, nope, don't need to. If that's all it said on the back, the blurb in the back with the cover art, I would have rented that movie. There is a dolphin.
It could have just said dolphins and Dolph Lundgren, and like it would have been like it's got almost all the Dolphs. Like it's just got all of them. But yeah, so there's no joke. They go to Ice-T. Like Ice-T plays this guy called Low Tech, and they're kind of like the underground people from like Demolition Man.
Oh,
like,
right, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like they
Gittles
hack
Erik.
things and stuff like that. They have access to technology, but they're poor. So they go to like his location, and I shit you not, they have a fucking dolphin there in a fish tank. And they're like, and Keanu Reeves is like, why do you have a dolphin? They're like, well, this dolphin's retired from the military, and he used to be able to use his sonar to see what was inside submarines. So we hooked this dolphin up, and he's gonna help hack your brain to get the information out. And then, I shit you not, a dolphin and Keanu Reeves surf the internet to cure AIDS. That is how this movie ends. And it's not called AIDS. It's like the whatever their name is for it. It's called like the Black Shakes or something like that. It's it's called Nas, Nas. So there was another rapper in the movie, just the name.
Oh, Nas.
Yeah,
Nasty Nas.
But dude, like I was dying, man. I was on the couch watching Keanu Reeves and a dolphin hack the internet to basically cure computer AIDS, and that was it for me. I was sold. I was, like, this is a great movie. I would watch this again.
If I ruled the world.
Oh, it was so crazy. Like, you guys need to watch this movie. I don't know what else to say about it.
That does sound insane.
But yeah, that's an old movie from 1995 that I rewatched recently, and that's my story.
How many movies could you apply that one line that Gittles said to the description on the back of the box art that would make you rent the movie?
Like, dude, I feel like that was the elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Like, pitch this movie to me in 1 second. All right, fucking Keanu Reeves and a dolphin, they hack the internet to cure AIDS. Some guy's like, boom.
Go on.
All the cocaine, make it.
Go on.
So the military discovers this planet that's sort of it's a ball of energy, and these blue creatures live on this planet. Well, there's this dolphin. Sold.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, And like Google it, like Google like Johnny Mnemonic dolphin, and you'll see it in this fucking tank with like a VR set on
Nope,
its
don't
head.
want to look at it because now I want to watch the movie.
But the best is like when Keanu Reeves is running on the internet. I shit you not, he's got the headset on. And he's like running
on the internet,
and he's like trying to take out this business. But like everyone is like these like bit creatures. They look like stickmen, and they're like shooting at him. And he's just like unscrewing things. And you see the internet like falling apart. And then the dolphin is like swimming around, and it's fucking.
These 4 lowbrow scientists, no, 3 scientists and 1 cab
Dolphin.
driver, team up together to battle a paranormal force that's about to take over and destroy New York City. They're on top of this building for the final showdown, and then there's this dolphin. Dolphins
Like
come squawking through the
equal
city.
Dolphin at the movies.
Right.
But like I don't know. Like think about what other movies would be great with a dolphin in it.
So
like,
Arnold
Caddyshack
Schwarzenegger.
had the gopher. Caddyshack had the gopher, but it had dolphin sounds, which is why it was so funny.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a military. He's a green, not a Green Beret. He's a Navy SEAL,
Okay.
and he's with his group, and they drop off in a forest somewhere. Now there might be this extraterrestrial being that is hunting down the human race, and then there's this dolphin.
I think that's our show name. And then there's this dolphin.
that would work.
So there's this old guy who's kind of a shun. He's been shunned by the community. Pretty much never leaves his mansion and his garage. There's this young kid that befriended him, and the old man reveals that he made a time machine out of a DeLorean. And they're driving in the mall parking lot, and they find out there's this van that's chasing them and shooting at them because the old man wound up stealing plutonium from these people. And that van is full of dolphins.
Right? Like, it makes everything better.
It does.
That van is full of dolphins.
So there's a guy, and he's sitting on a park bench, and he's just thinking about, his life and everything that's passed by, and he's just hoping to meet up with the young love of his life. And he's got a box of dolphins.
He keeps saying life is like a box of dolphins.
Yeah.
That really could work into every kind of pitch to a movie, even the most horrific ones. Like I want to tell this story about this gentleman who was a German businessman who was
Schindler's Dolphin.
I remember the first time I met Andy Dufresne. They put him in the same cell as the dolphin.
No. For that one, it would be they walk into and there's a noose, and it says Brooks was here, and up in the noose there was a dolphin. This is so much fun.
Like, it's such a great movie.
I'd
watch any of these movies.
The Sisterhood of the Traveling Dolphin.
There's like some good ones from like
my sister's dolphin.
You just went too far with that one, Trevor.
Oh, sorry.
And Trevor kills the bits. All right.
Your sister's dolphin.
For my sister's keeper, no? Okay.
Nobody knows that movie.
What? What movie are you talking about?
We're going with blockbuster movies where you throw it in there that everybody would know. Who knows my sister's keeper? My sister's dolphin keeper.
It's like these aliens. They came from another world. And then there's this dolphin.
51st Dolphins?
Alien's funny, though. He's laying on the table and his stomach's moving and a dolphin bursts through. And everyone's like, oh! Kill the dolphin! Dolphins
just dances.
Dolphins
dances
are raping
out of the
people's
body.
faces. As they do.
How do we get to raping dolphins?
Dolphins are very known for being rapey. It's a fact.
You ever watch those videos online? They'll like kill a fish and then have sex with half its body.
Yeah, and all those people that I want to swim with the dolphins, they're constantly going after the women in there, especially if they're on their menstrual cycle. They go fucking nuts and they just go crazy trying to rape anything that's in sight.
Is that? See, I feel like you're getting really over the top now.
No,
like, just
I'm not.
A frenzy, a dolphin rape frenzy.
No, it's not like in the sense. Look it up. You could look up. There's plenty of videos and stories about dolphins getting, drastically inappropriate with people, especially the ones that are swimming with who pay all that money to swim with the dolphins. Sometimes they do go a little crazy. It's a thing. I'm telling you, just deal with it. All right, let's go to some other movie news and get out of here. Jason Reitman, since we were talking about Ghostbusters, the son of Ivan Reitman, a director very well known, and Jason, a very well known indie director. You may know him for stuff like Up in the Air and Juno. Well, Jason Reitman was given the reign of the Ghostbusters franchise by Sony a while ago. I think it was like the first week of January that Ghostbusters 3 teaser came out that everybody thought was fake at first. And, and then Sony had to put out and said, nope, it's real, it's a thing. And everyone's like, oh my God, another Ghostbusters. So Jason Reitman, following in his father's footsteps, is now making Ghostbusters 3. And it caused some controversy that he was making Ghostbusters 3 because Leslie Jones came out, who was in the 2016 Ghostbusters, saying that this is bullshit, this isn't fair, we didn't get a chance to continue our franchise, so you're just going to go and back to the old franchise and keep that one going. And it was an ordeal.
It's a to-do.
Well, Jason Reitman said in an interview, which got quoted on social media, saying that he will hand the movie back to its fans. And this caused a problem too, because people who all of a sudden are coming out of the woodwork saying how much they love the 2016 Ghostbusters and how inspirational, and this is not fair to those women. And a lot of douchey guys on Twitter were writing, like white knighting this nonsense. And so this was building up some steam on the social medias. He was chatting about his this is about what he said on this podcast here, saying chatting about his new project, which follows up a variety of Oscar-nominated and highly respected works, including Juno and Up in the Air. Reitman attempted to suggest his film will be a love letter to the original 1984 Ghostbusters, directed by his father, Ivan Reitman, and not like his regular indie cinema outputs. Quote, I'm not making the Juno of Ghostbusters movies, quote, said Reitman. We are in every way trying to go back to the original technique and hand the movie back to the fans. So people go nuts and they're like, how dare you? And who do you think you are? And it's like, when was this taken away from the fans? And this is, misogyn. Is that the right term? Misogynistic, and this is bullshit. And you just, because nobody, like, you didn't. Everyone keeps saying nobody gave the female Ghostbusters a fair chance. The fact that they're going to continue the other series is like a crime against nature almost. People getting this upset about it. So yesterday, February 20th, I'll state. Jason tweets and he says, whoa, that came out wrong, ! I have nothing but admiration for Paul Feig and Leslie and Kate and Melissa and Kristen and their bravery, which they made Ghostbusters 2016. They expanded the universe and they made an amazing movie. So that was some damage control in the sense of that he didn't say it directly to be interpreted. This was a quote of his posted by another outfit that got everything going nuts here. So I was reading the feedback about his interpretation and what have you, and all these people are going nuts saying how great this 2016 Ghostbusters was. But where were you? If all these people love this movie so much and they're talking about it like it's a cult classic, like this should have all kinds of merchandise and people are quoting the movies left and right. There's all kinds of memes. You know how it goes for movies that are traditionally beloved. They're acting like this movie is one of those. Where were these people when the movie came out? You know what? People just want to cause the fight on and a hill to die on just to have something to do? They're that upset over it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, man. I just don't like I said, this is like stuff that like I don't care about. Like, 'cause it's just it's so stupid.
It is. I'm curious as to why people got so bent out of shape over it. And look, he even said, look, he misstepped in the way he was trying to present because he's a big fan of the franchise too, and he was just trying to say, no, look, we're going back to the well and tapping into the main vein of this franchise that everybody loved. So I know he was excited. He probably worded it wrong. I mean, I'll say that. But nowhere should people be blowing up about this. A lot of people were saying, we're going to protest this movie. We're not going to go to this movie. Well, let me tell this is what really aggravated me by this comment, because I kept seeing this being repeated. We're going to boycott this movie. We're not going to this movie. Here is a fact. And people are not going to like this, but it's a fact. And they keep trying to change it and make it go the other way, but it doesn't do it. At least not right now, and in the past has not done it. And it's a simple thing that people don't want to listen to. Guys don't want to see girl movies. They don't. They'll go to a girlish movie, a rom-com thing, with their girlfriend, with their wife, and they may enjoy it. So maybe there are rom-coms that are funny, but you never say, this is my favorite movie. You know, this is not a movie that you're going to quote like a guy-driven movie. Guys don't really go into girl-driven movies like that.
I don't know, dude. Like, I just think it depends what guys you know, because like all my dude friends go see like every single movie that comes out. Like they all went and saw Ghostbusters. They see all these. They go by themselves. They don't have girlfriends. They go see these movies.
But, all right, that's a little different category. Those are people who just like movies, any kind of movie. That's a very niche breed of our society here. That the people that go and love cinema and just want to watch movies, and that's fine. I'm talking about the general public. Guys don't normally want to go see female. Now, a female lead in a movie doesn't matter, because look at Alien, right? Sigourney Weaver, strong woman lead in that sci-fi movie in the late 70s. Guys love it. A girl in the lead of a movie is not a problem. If it's done right and the movie's good and the writing's good, everybody will love it. There's been plenty of female lead movies that have done very well that people are love, and movies that are beloved. But on the other side of this, girls will go see what guys like. Girls will go to a movie that's maybe targeted towards guys for different reasons, but they'll go and see it. Guys are more hesitant to going to see a female-based movie, I'm talking story-wise, than a girl would be to go seeing Rocky, Predator, some Expendables, any kind of action movie.
But that's also because of like how people were raised. Like lots of like people I know who like have like young daughters are like, you know, raised by their dads who like, you know, these dumb action movies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So like if their dads or their moms aren't showing them movies that have, you know, female casts and stuff like that, yeah, they're not going to get accustomed to it. They're going to think that there's something different. There's something wrong about it, whereas it's totally natural for women to like, they grow up in that world, dude. They grow up in a male dominated world that, you know, like right. These are facts. So like it is very easy for them to go and see these movies and adapt to it, whereas for some dudes it might be hard because maybe they got made fun of in high school for doing it. Maybe someone questions their sexuality because they like a female driven movie or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, but I think there's a big difference.
All right, fine. But when you're looking at the numbers, and I'm generalizing here, I'm not doing specifics, I'm generalizing here. The movie going public, a guy will go see a guy movie, will go to a rom-com or something with a girl, but a guy will not go and seek out a female-driven story. They won't. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, but what's the root cause of that? That's what I'm saying. What is the root cause of that? Why is it hard for like some men to go and see a women-driven show? Why? Some of it is what you said. Some of it is some of these stories. Is it because representation matters? Because like you can't relate to the characters, so it's like, you know what I mean? It does. Exactly. That's I've seen some movies that I know were a big deal, and I'm like, but I've also seen female-based movies that were good. Like, go back into the day, Steel Magnolia, Fried Green Tomatoes. I like those movies. I thought they were really good. The stories were good, the characters were good, and that's fine. But I've seen some other movies that are, you know, female-based that are just crock piles of shit. Now, there's guy movies that are that way too, but a guy movie will still do better than a female-based movie. That's just the way it is right now. I'm saying it hasn't changed yet. I know they're trying to change that, and people are being more open-minded. But this is what goes back to the Ghostbusters. When they're saying nobody gave the Ghostbusters a chance, people did. A lot more people, like, besides the nonsense online of guys screaming and, you know, pounding their fists like fucking babies, But people did go and give this thing a chance, and they didn't like it. And because they still didn't like it, there's still a problem. Well, why didn't you like it? Because girls were there? Or maybe the story sucked. You know, a lot of people thought the story sucked. So I'm sorry. You know, the movie was garbage. Doesn't mean you get to keep making it just because you're pulling, you know, you're trying to do this equality stuff, and then you're saying, well, we're women, but you didn't give us a fair shot. You can't talk out of both sides of your mouth with this. What, Trevor?
I said they definitely gave him a fair shot. They gave him the movie. I don't know.
They did. They had merchandising.
The problem is that it's not that they didn't give him a fair shot. They gave him a fair shot. It's just that, like, the second it was announced, it was immediately just like spit on.
It was the worst review trailer on YouTube.
Yeah, but like, what I'm saying is it didn't get a fair shot. It just wasn't a good movie. But it didn't get a fair shot because people saw female Ghostbusters and immediately revolted against it. And that's what happened. Like, it had so much negative press going into it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at like, for example, on a totally different topic. Look at Apex Legends that just came out on video game platforms.
Right.
That shit came out and dropped with no warning. They didn't give all the reviewers online 2 months to shit talk it so that when it finally did get released, no one wanted to play it. They didn't have all that happen. You know what I mean? So, like, not saying they could have just dropped the female Ghostbusters, but there was so many months of just people just not shit talking it. Like, yeah, I didn't see it.
Over a year.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, look at how that can affect something. Look how that can affect it. And like, I don't think it had a fair shot. I think like maybe if it was like released faster or something like that, it didn't have all that time for people to like give it negative press before they saw anything about it. And I think that's where it got a fair shake really doesn't come in, you know?
Well, there's been other movies, not just female-based, where people shit on them for over a year because they don't like the casting or they don't like that this is being adapted to a movie. There are other scenarios like Aquaman. When they announced an Aquaman movie was going to be made, everyone's like, who gives a shit? And we're getting all bent out of shape over it. And then what happened when it did finally come out? There was a lot of negative press up until the critics' reviews came out, and then the audience reviews in previews before the movie came out. And then it did amazing. It's like, I think it's their biggest grossing DC movie for Warner Brothers there. And warranted
Wonder Woman or no?
I think Wonder Woman.
I think it beat Wonder Woman.
I think
I have no idea.
I think it was number one longer, but it also didn't make as much money because you got to think about the time that it came out. Wonder Woman came out in May when like it had to go.
Okay, all right, it's possible. It did well. It did. It was like Deadpool when they were putting Deadpool out because Fox was reluctant to put it out, and then they put it out, and then it did gangbusters, and they're like, wow, we were surprised. Same thing with Aquaman, right? A lot of shit, but Aquaman had a lot of shit going into the whole process of this thing. Maybe not as much shit as Ghostbusters 2016 did, but it had its fair amount of internet nonsense surrounding it, and people liked it, and it did well. So that wasn't given a fair shot either. I think people go nuts when a movie is bad. It can't just be bad because the movie was bad anymore. There's always got to be another reason why the movie didn't do well.
But people said it was bad from the second the trailer dropped, and that's what I'm saying. And like, dude, like, do you know anyone who like ever changed their opinion from that first thing? Like, who said this is going to be bad? Do you know anyone who like said, "Oh, you know, I saw it and actually I changed my mind," and put out a video like praising the movie? Do you know anyone who did that?
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, like I don't think you're looking at this in like the really big picture. Like, it didn't get that fair shake. Dude, I remember there was like reaction videos of dudes sitting in their car cursing at their phones watching the trailer like 10 minutes after the trailer dropped. It's like, dude, like, people are fucking nuts. It's a movie. Who cares?
Right.
Like, you know, like I just don't see why like it had to be like that. Like, it's just, I don't know. I just don't care.
Well, bringing it back to the tweet there. So he was like, no, I wasn't saying it that way. And now there's this, I don't know how long it's going to last. It's not going to last as much as the outrage of 2016 Ghostbusters, but they're doing this anti-campaign like, we're going to protest your movie and we don't like this thing. And it's all stupid. I want to see Ghostbusters 3. and I'm happy with that.
I just don't have any interest in seeing another Ghostbusters. Like, I don't really care. That's where I'm at. Like, let it just be done. Like, it's been how many years? Stop going back to the well. That's my big complaint, is the fucking laziness of, can't come up with something new. Ghostbusters 3? Sure. Let's just make another Ghostbusters.
Sure.
Go back to that.
Why
Let's just
not?
go and try and cash in. We saw that, there was hype surrounding it when, the 2016 thing was announced. So let's try and go back to the well. That's what it is.
Right.
It's lazy. That's what I don't like. Make something crazy.
Yeah.
I want to see Keanu Reeves and dolphins fucking hacking the internet. That's what I want to see.
Right. Well, maybe now that you said that, maybe we will see that in our lifetime. We can only hope. Before we get out of here, just want to touch real quick. Oscars on Sunday. No host. A lot of controversy about categories not being aired on TV. That instead they were going to be, I think they were going to be done during the commercials, but weren't they going to be web streamed? Wasn't that the thing? Remember the big controversy about some of the categories being they weren't going to be televised. They were going to be done during the commercials. Right, they were going to do it during the commercials, but I think they were going to be web streamed or something, right?
Something like that. I don't remember. All I know is it was really stupid because, like, to move cinematography and editing to the commercial break is just a fucking insult. Like, that you'd have no movies without that. You'd have nothing. Like, sorry, it shouldn't just be the pretty people in the front of the camera who get a picture, or who get a fucking award. That's
100%. It makes me mad too. The same thing with the Grammys, where like they do like only 5 categories now, and it's the same 4 artists, but it's like all the pop, rap ones, just all the ones that are on like major social media, and they don't give a shit about the other categories.
It's like, just cut a stupid musical number, or cut some stupid bullshit act, or cut something else that's dumb. Like, cut down the in memoriams or something like that so it's not as long. Like, just find
the in
some way,
memoriams
but, like,
cause a lot of controversy too, because there's always people left off.
Someone.
Yeah, they always forget people, and people go crazy. You forgot this person. You forgot that person.
Yeah, the Grammys fucked it up again this year too.
No one's ever happy with any of this shit. I just want to touch on Best Picture, Trevor. Do you have that pulled up?
The nominees are Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star is Born, and Vice.
Now, Roma, I didn't realize was a Netflix movie.
Yeah,
it is a Netflix movie with a limited theater release, and that's the big thing that Netflix is doing now.
Yeah, I had no idea.
It's huge.
It is huge because I didn't know it was a Netflix movie until last week. I was about to start Umbrella Academy on Friday when it came out, and you'll see like the trending on Netflix category or something, right? And there was Roma, and I was like, oh, I didn't know it was a Netflix movie. That's huge for Netflix to get this far, where they're now in the Best Picture category.
Yeah, all the other movie companies are scared shitless that it might win. It's got a pretty good shot to win.
So is it
right
down
now,
to Roma and to Bohemian Rhapsody? Are those the top favorites?
So now what you can do on like any of your in Vegas or anywhere that you can go and bet, or if you have one of the apps, if you're in New Jersey or wherever,
right?
You can now bet on the Oscars, and the Vegas is putting the favorite to be Roma. Yes.
Wow. And it's a subtitle movie too.
Yep. So
it's a book movie.
I want to see the book movie. Thank you, Trevor.
Yeah. Sorry. It's going to go Roma, and then the Bohemian Rhapsody is going to be second favorite. Star is Born, they're saying, is the fan favorite. People who actually watch movies, obviously.
But they're not doing the popular category, so.
Yeah, the one who's made the most money out of everything would obviously be Black Panther, but it doesn't have a shot. So,
do you think there's outrage if it doesn't win?
What?
Is there internet outrage if Black Panther doesn't win, or is enough time passed that they won't care at this point?
Here's the thing, and Gittles will agree: the people who watch Black Panther, fans of Black Panther, aren't watching the Oscars. Don't give a shit.
I don't know.
No, but it was a big cultural movement. That movie,
yeah,
that particular movie did transcend just being a comic book movie. It became a big cultural deal. So that's why I'm saying, do you think there's an outrage if they don't win?
No, I don't think anyone's going to care.
I don't think anyone's going to care, to be honest.
All right.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I meant. I didn't think
anyone's thing, like, I don't care about that outrage. Like, it's useless outrage. Like, there's no reason to be outraged about that. There's like more pressing issues in life than to be outraged about.
All the outrage is pointless outrage that's on the internet right now.
No, there's like legit things to be outraged at. That's not one of them.
Here's the thing. There's always one category or one award that's like a shocker and a surprise. And it's going to be interesting to see which one it is this year. Best Picture
was the most entertaining Oscars goes to not this year.
Yeah. See, Best Picture, like you can narrow it down to Roma or Bohemian Rhapsody. It's probably going to be one of those two.
I think if I didn't know that Roma was so neck and neck with Bohemian Rhapsody, I think it could be a trade-off where, not knowing this now, that it probably could be Roma wins Best Picture, but the guy from Mr. Robot is the one who wins Best Actor.
That's the thing.
Everyone has told me that Bohemian Rhapsody is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand this. Like, that's what I'm so confused about.
His portrayal apparently is really good, though.
What's up?
His acting portrayal of Freddie Mercury apparently is really good. It's got so much.
I heard it was
praise.
only good in like the last scene. I heard it was only good when they did like the
Live Aid,
like Live Aid thing. Yeah. That's what I heard.
Well, you got to remember too. Sacha Baron Cohen was supposed to play it, and then so when Rami Malek got, picked over him when they had to fire him, not a lot of people gave him any credit. Like, oh no, this is probably gonna be terrible because they went with guy number 2, and then he did put on kind of a stellar performance as Freddie Mercury.
Well, they also changed the movie. It was supposed to be more of a Freddie Mercury biopic, and then Bohemian Rhapsody is more of a Queen movie. That's why Sasha left.
Yeah, and that's the other problem too, because it's a totally historically inaccurate Queen movie. But that only diehard Queen fans would know that. As a pop culture general, I wanted to go see a movie like this. That's why I think the general public liked it, but they're not true diehard Queen fans. I think he's going to win Best Actor, though, probably.
Right.
Rami Malek. And the Best Actress is going to be
Lady Gaga?
Surprise. No, it will be Glenn Close.
Really? You think so?
100%. She's been nominated so many times. I know there's a lot of people who think that this is going to be the make good for her, but she actually was.
Hollywood does do that.
Insanely good in The Wife.
It should have been what's her name from Hereditary. She didn't even get nominated.
Toni Collette.
Yeah, that's some bullshit, man. Toni Collette. Yeah, she was so good.
I heard somebody else talking about that movie, and they said the same because Gittles told me. Gittles texted me after he left. You saw it in the theater, right?
Yeah.
And you said that you felt the air suck out of the room at one particular moment where I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know. I'm just going based on Gittles' description. Is like it hits this one point in the movie. And Gil said you felt the air suck out of the room where everyone was quiet and like caught off on the movie. And then he was telling me about how great this movie was and you need to see it. And I apologize, I have not seen it, but I should watch it very soon.
Toni Collette is so fucking
I've
good
heard
in that
somebody
role.
this week
Dude,
talking about it, saying how insane she is in this movie.
And like she just didn't even get a nomination. I thought when I saw that movie, I was like, well, she's obviously gonna win the Oscar. Like this was an amazing performance. And then like not even to get nominated, I was like, whatever. Like that would have been like one of the only things I cared about.
I thought she was nominated for Best Actress.
She wasn't. I don't think she was.
Best Actress is going to Melissa McCarthy, Lady Gaga, Olivia Colman, Glenn Close, and Yalitza Aparicio.
Oh, I thought she was. Okay.
No, that's why everyone was like really pissed. That was another thing that people were mad at with the Oscars this year. So like, how was she not nominated? She was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I also agree that Bradley Cooper not being nominated for Best Director is another snub too. So,
did he direct Star is Born too?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He helped rewrite it. I mean, I think he's going to get the biggest shaft out of anyone because he hasn't won a Golden Globe, a SAG-AFTRA. He won nothing, and I don't think he's going to win an Oscar either. The only thing A Star is Born is going to win is Best Song. Just like I think the only thing that Black Panther will win will probably be Best Costume Design. So they're all going to get awards.
I win like editing or special effects.
That's true too.
I don't know if it's up for that though.
Best Costume Design. It's also up for. Sorry. What was the one you were looking for?
That was it.
Production design? Oh no. Oh, visual effects. No, it's not even up for visual effects. So. Best visual effects goes to Avengers or Solo or Ready Player One.
It's probably be Ready Player One, even though because that movie sucked, but they need to give it something.
What network is it airing on this year?
That is on ABC.
ABC. All right. Well, Sunday, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. on the Pacific Coast for the 2019 Oscars, the Academy Awards, if you will.
What do you think? Do you think at all will be the upset one? Because there's going to be one upset.
I think the upset is going to be that the ceremony starts and Kevin Hart does walk out on stage and saying, "Psych, there is a host."
Yeah, no, it's going to be Whoopi.
That'd be weird.
That's not a joke. That's not a joke. I think it's going to be Whoopi Goldberg.
They're going to have a surprise host? I thought they weren't doing any hosts.
She has been absent for 2 weeks on The View. They announced yesterday that she's been absent because she has pneumonia, but it's widely speculated that it's because she's going to...
Maybe she's hosting... maybe she's shooting Eddie 2. Sister Act 3.
Is Ted Danson going to be there?
Yes.
I hope so. But I'm going to put the dark horse pick in there for, like, if you're going to bet money.
That's racist, Trevor. What's wrong with you?
Well, funny you say that, because I'm going to go Spike Lee, Best Director for Black Klansman.
That's double racist. How dare you?
I'm supporting it, so.
Your racism?
Constantly.
You dork. You think Spike Lee's going to win it?
He's been nominated so many times. This might be a make good because Black Klansman was a good film, nominated for a bunch of things, not favored to win a damn thing at all.
Yeah, because he's always been an asshole to everybody, though. A lot of people don't like him.
Yeah, so but what I'm saying is, if you want to like take the bet,
I met him once. He was not friendly.
Where you think you're going to win a lot of money, because like it's obviously going to go to Roma, but if it's going to go to anyone else besides Roma, now that the dude from Bohemian Rhapsody's out, it's going to go to Spike Lee. You could make some decent money on that one.
All right. Well, we shall see, and we'll talk about it next week, but we probably won't care because it'll be a week removed by the time we're back. With that music...
Hasn't stopped us before.
No, with that music, that means it's time for the plugs. Gittles, what do you have?
Gittle based on the Twitter, Instagram, and Xbox Live, and I'll be dropping the names soon and the channels for where you can find me on Twitch. Gonna try and get that launched by like mid-March, April or so, and yeah, that's it.
Trevor, what do you have?
Might be doing a chocolate takedown next month. I'll let you know.
Ooh, let us know. Trevor, what do you got?
Chocolate takedown?
Yeah,
white chocolate. White chocolate is chocolate.
No, it's not. White chocolate is not chocolate.
It's chocolate, dude.
It's not chocolate.
I work fucking a bakery, dude.
It's not chocolate.
It's in the name. At BTG Trevor on Twitter, at BTG Rocks on Xbox Live. I haven't been on lately. Life just keeps getting in the way. My things are just keep changing, and it's absolutely terrible. Or good. I haven't decided yet. At Podcast Dummies across all social media. Check out our latest episode, Podcast Dummies Rotisserie Coffin, now posted on our YouTube page.
All right. For me, it's E-Rock Radio across the board on social media and the Xbox Live. But more important, the show, it's Eric Nagel across the board on social media. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to call and leave a message to be used on future programs, 651-SMITHERS. That's 651-764-8437. And with that, we will get out of here. Until the next time, everybody.
Be excellent to each other.
And have a wonderful time.
And we'll be seeing you.
It's Eric Nagel.
How you doing, Eric? Sounds good.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Eric Nagel on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For ways to listen to the show, go to itsericnagel.com. And remember to tell two friends so they can tell two friends.
And they can tell two friends. And they can tell two friends. And those two friends can tell two friends.
Well, you get the idea.